It's Monday night, Amelia Pitbull Chapman, and what does that mean?
It is. Let's see. What do you think it is? It's time for us to be live on the show.
It's what's the buzz time.
I know. What's the buzz time with the Mad Dog and the Pitbull?
Well, I just gave you a great opportunity to shine, and you pissed all over it.
No,
All
I
right,
was going to
everybody, it's 4
introduce you
o'clock in
too.
L.A., 6 o'clock in Chicago, 7 p.m. in the Big Apple. I am the Mad Dog, as the Pitbull has said. I am Mad Dog DeCipio, joined every single week. God help me, but she's here every single week. Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman. I gave her a golden opportunity to shine like a piece of refined gold. And what did she do? She gave it the old golden shower, is what she fucking did tonight. She pissed all over it. Anyway, how you doing, Amelia?
They're good. It's been a long day. Too
I'm
long of a
sure
day.
it has. It's Mondays are always long.
And we had 80 patients today. So, yeah.
God bless you. I have one patient, and it's you.
Is that why you have all that
Oh,
gray hair?
what'd you do this weekend? I got to catch up with you. Haven't I talked to you in a little while?
No,
What's going
just
on?
pretty much stayed home, cleaned house, and just went to grocery store shopping. That's
I,
pretty much
yeah,
it.
I, I told Mary Murphy, I got to get you out of the house.
Yeah.
I remember I said, what do you do for fun? Oh, I just work. I said, that's what you do for fun?
That's it.
I said to Mary, I said, I got to get you out of the house more often. She busted up laughing. Um, but here's the thing. You know, you can't spend. My wife and I were talking about this. You
Hmm.
can't spend all the time. Sometimes you got to play hooky from work.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Sometimes you need a day just to do whatever the fuck you want to do, you know? And then it's like having like an extra weekend day, like
Oh, yes.
you get, Saturday and Sunday, but maybe you take off on a Tuesday, kind
Yeah,
of
but
breaks up the week a little bit.
unfortunately, though, the time that I did spend off of work, I was sick that whole week. So,
Yeah, right. No,
yeah.
but a lot of people, they spend so much time working and they don't spend enough time like taking care of them,
Oh, yeah.
you know? So, and that's funny because I heard Steve Harvey today.
Hmm.
It was someone who was interviewing him, and he said, "You realize that we sleep away a third of our life, 8 hours a night?"
Yes.
He goes, "I don't sleep 8 hours a night. I sleep 3 hours a night
Hmm.
because I got
Really?
things to do."
Yeah.
But then again, he can afford to sleep 3 hours because he's got 25 people helping him.
Right?
He doesn't understand being a multimillionaire. He lost touch with reality.
Mm.
He don't know reality.
No.
His reality and your reality are two very different things.
Oh, yeah, I know because we have to pay our bills.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
His are paid already.
Yeah.
His bills are fucking paid. Um, but it's just that's the kind of thing bothers me. You don't go telling other people how to live.
Right.
Unless you've been in my glass house, don't throw stones.
Exactly. It's
You know what
it's
I'm saying?
hard too because you have to pay the bills, you have to work, and you have to
Yeah.
deal with the
And how
outside
about
world.
if you're like me and you can't work and you want to?
I know it's hard for you
I
though.
I ca- I haven't worked. I've been disabled for 22 years. Okay.
Hmm.
I've been disabled for 22
It's a
years.
long, long time.
That's a long time. Okay. That I have not literally, I have not had a job in
Wow.
22 years. And I'm 64 years old. Let's be honest about it. Aside from saying, welcome to Walmart, what the
Mm.
fuck kind of job am I going to get? You
Yeah.
know?
You have a great voice, radio voice, so
Honey, let me tell you something. Radio's dead.
yeah.
That's why internet radio is why we're here.
Right?
There's not a radio station in this country that's going to, and I don't care how good I sound, there's not a radio station in this country that's going to pay me to go on the air.
Mhm.
not at this age. If I had this voice
Mhm.
at 35, which I did, it was different because I was on the air at 35.
Right.
I didn't break my back
Mm.
when I was 35. That didn't happen until I was 40.
Ugh.
Broke my back when I was 40.
Right. Well, I am going to be a little bit busy starting next month. My daughter gets married in February, so we're going to be planning the rest of the wedding. So,
Your daughter's getting married in February.
yeah.
Is she a glutton for punishment, this kid?
No, she's in love, so I'm going to help her
She's
out.
in love.
And she changed the color, so emerald green. So I
Oh,
have to go
man.
find me a dress.
What'd you find? What are you wearing to the wedding? Is it an
I
indoor or an outdoor?
It's gonna be an outdoor wedding, so I have to find me an emerald green dress.
They're doing it outside, huh? In
Yes.
February?
It's not that cold here in February.
Well, you're in Florida, right?
Right.
Oh, that's true. Yes, I'm
Mhm.
forgetting. February, where I am, is like blizzard season.
Yeah.
Um, that's when we got our. Believe it or not,
Mm.
we got our coldest weather up here in the Northeast between January and March.
Wow.
January, February, March. I remember one time it was 79 degrees on Christmas Eve.
Well, yeah, I remember that here when we first
On
moved here.
Christmas Eve, it was 79.
Yeah.
You know, nobody that day was wearing crazy Christmas sweaters. They were all in
Mm.
tank tops.
I know I had a culture shock when I first moved here to Florida. It was like people were in tank top shorts and people barbecuing outside. I'm like, okay, where's all the Christmas stuff? And oh, why is people not wearing
Yeah,
Santa
exactly.
hats?
Right.
Or like, okay, what's going on?
Well, let's talk about this. The show tonight. You and I talked about this before. We're going to call this "Nose Under Your News." Now, what do we mean by that? Here's what I mean by that, folks. There's a lot of stuff happening that you don't know because your attention is being diverted
Yes.
with stupid shit like what mask is Joe Biden wearing today?
Yeah.
You know,
Or did he
and
fall today?
you're going to see a video clip of your president that got him in trouble. I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm just going to show it to you later. But when people don't understand that, you miss so much news out there because the media is drawing your attention, diverting your
Right.
focus elsewhere. Well, we're here to bring you back in focus. And that's what we do. And the powers that be, they don't like it, but then again, fuck you. We don't care.
Right.
And here's why we don't care.
I
We
gotta
got
tell you the
worse.
truth.
We got nothing to lose here. You know what we got to lose? The ability to go on the air. And guess what? I'll find another way to go on the air.
Right.
Okay? You can't shut me up. You're not gonna
Nope.
do it. And you're not gonna shut the pit bull up because you can't. You need like 12 rolls of duct tape to do that.
And if you try to shut Mad Dog up, you have me to deal with.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Exactly. The mouth that roared.
That's right.
Weird and unusual news stories from around the globe. I put together, Amelia, a little bit of a kind of a show and tell like that we like to do.
Yes, my favorite.
And I'm not going to get because we got a whole hour. So I'm not going to show it right now. We're going to talk a little bit.
Mhm.
So let me ask you a question. Are you happy with the amount of news coverage you get from the media?
Not really, because it's like a lot of it's just so stupid or repetitive, or they try to say, "Oh, well, this is happening right now in the world," just to, like you said earlier, to divert you for what's really happening. It's like a cover up, trying to tell us, you know, this little bitty thing
Yeah.
happened, or the weather is going to be like this, or gas prices going to go like up for because of this war, but it's
I
really
was
a
hoping
cover
you
up.
would say that. I was hoping you would say that.
Hmm.
Good for you. You went there.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, before I go on, let me just say tonight's show is being sponsored by Biden Fetterman 2024.
Hmm.
It's a no-brainer.
Right.
Of course, there's not a brain between the two of those motherfuckers. Joe Biden and John Fetterman, God help us all.
Mm.
But there you go, folks. Hey, it could be worse. It could be Kamala Harris and John Fetterman.
My
I
goodness.
shudder to think. Anyway, but you're on to something. But here's the thing.
Yes.
You're right. It's the old bait and switch.
Yes.
We're going to pull your eyeballs over here while we're taking everything you own out of the house over here.
Exactly.
So you can't be over here because we're robbing you blind. We want you to look that way.
Yes.
And that's what the media does. Well, let me show you something. Everybody watches this show. They know, I love Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to play a little clip and you and I are going to talk about it. And that's how we're going to work this tonight. I play a clip and we're going to talk.
Absolutely.
So let's take a listen to Alex and you and I talk. And then it's a very interesting, eye-opening clip. So here's Alex Jones from InfoWars.
Environmentalists have to grow up and stop planting trees. Trees actually contribute to carbon. And he set up $1 billion facility to destroy trees and bury the carbon that's operating right now in America. I know that sounds crazy. It's true. Biden 3 months ago approved his plan with NASA to start testing satellites in space that put out these big arrays off in deep space between the sun and the earth to block the sun's rays. I know that sounds like something Dr. Evil would try to do. I know it sounds completely bonkers. I'm not the one coming up with all this. They're doing it. All over the Western world, they're putting cricket meal in different types of so-called protein powders, and they've let them, under laws here and in Europe, not tell you it's bug protein. It's got like a code, CX3 or you can look it up. See something. The point is that they're doing it.
Michael and I.
Did you hear what he said?
Yes.
Did you hear what he said? How bizarre is that?
I would believe it because if you stood Florida, there's so many trees here, it's ridiculous. For one thing.
What are you talking about? Boy, did you lose me.
No, well, you know how he was talking about the bug protein? And
Yeah.
things like that? Well, the packets of let's see, Mexican stuff that you could find like to put in your food. To
Oh,
give
you
it
mean like
flavor.
additives and stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, they say that also, not only that, some of it has sand in it as well, and they're
Well,
they're allowed to get away
I've
with
heard
it.
that. I've heard
Yes.
that. Well, we can go down. You know what? That's not a bad idea for a show I did one night.
Yes,
You know what? Write that down.
absolutely.
Food additives.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that. But here's because I was getting concerned for a minute when I heard your answer.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I know how you think. You go off on tangents sometimes.
well, it upsets me because the government's allowed to get away with stupid stuff like this.
They do it all the time.
Yeah.
They're allowed to. Here, who allows them? The government allows themselves.
Exactly.
That's who
They
allows
help
them.
themselves to it. That's what it is.
Exactly. Here's what Alex is talking about. Okay, so now let's take you only heard one portion of that. Let's take the Bill Gates situation. Okay. Now, what did Bill Gates say? What Bill Gates, and by the way, he's one of the richest men in the world.
Yes.
Bill Gates says he wants to destroy all trees. I want you to think about what he said. And by the way, if you think we're making this up, go look, because it's real. He actually said it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's exactly what he said. We need to eliminate all trees because they produce too much carbon. Yeah, well, guess what, asshole? Those trees are keeping you breathing.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you think you were going to get breathable air from, if not from carbon?
That's true.
Remember what air is. It's carbon dioxide. Okay? 2 parts dioxide to 1 part air means you can breathe.
Right.
Okay?
Well, you know what they did here is they built
Carbon monoxide means you're going to kill yourself.
right.
Okay? But carbon dioxide is breathable.
Yeah.
In healthy amounts. But it's like anything else. You don't want to overdo anything. But you're not going to tell me that you're going to eliminate trees because it produce too much carbon. Well, how do you expect anything to live?
They're doing it here in Florida.
This is the same guy, Amelia. The same guy that said, I'm not making this up, folks. I'm
No.
laughing.
No.
He's the same guy who said, we're trying to build a cow that doesn't poop. I swear, God, you know, I'm telling the truth. That's what he said.
Yeah.
A cow that produces 0 carbon emission.
Yes.
That means a cow that doesn't poop.
Right. And the trees and everything that you're talking about, they're removing them here left and right in Florida, building houses after houses or apartments or roads that connect other roads. They just did one down the street from here.
Oh, I know.
It's ridiculous.
I understand. Well, look, I live in the same country you do, okay?
Yeah, all the wildlife that they had to remove out of those beautiful trees.
There is no wildlife.
No.
Guess what? Guess what? Without wildlife, there's no air. Without carbon, there's no air. Without, even to some extent, and I hate to say this, without pollution, there's no air. There's a certain amount of acceptable pollution that's breathable, and you have to have it. It's like everything else in nature is in balance. And Bill Gates, as I said, is one of the wealthiest men in the world, and that shit came out of his mouth.
And then he also wants to get rid of a lot of people in the, unpopulate the world as well, too. It's like he wants to.
He's part of a 0 population agenda.
Yes.
You know why? Because the elite already have their cities being built underground. Do you know the show that we did on the Denver airport?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I did.
Do you know that there is a city underground? Folks, we got pictures of it too.
Okay.
We saw it. And you're going to see some of it tonight. There is a city under the Denver airport that can sustain life for 500 years with no, listen to what I'm saying, with no outside support. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know what that means? They've got everything they need to live for 500 years underground.
Yeah, it's like a movie that we've seen before on TV, but it's already there. And
it's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's real life. Let's take a look at this one, because you're going to see something. I love Barack Obama. I think he's the most evil, vile, disgusting, slimeball piece of fucking shit that ever walked planet Earth. Him and his boyfriend, Big Mike. Watch
Absolutely.
this.
Everyone that works.
See something. The point is that they're doing it.
Michael and I also want to acknowledge. Michael and I also want to.
I love the way he got caught and he had to continue.
Michael
and I. That's Michelle Obama, by the way, that he's got his arm around. That don't look like a woman to me.
No.
Okay? That does not look like a woman to me. I have said before, I believe Barack Obama is bisexual. I think he's closet homosexual. I think he's seriously gender confused. I think at the very least he is, seriously bi.
Oh yeah,
I really believe that. And you're going to hear from a guy tonight, who believes that too. So let's continue.
Acknowledge.
Now, let's show you a picture. You see that little kid sitting on the floor there
yes.
with the yellow shirt?
Mhm.
That's Michelle Obama.
Huh.
Okay? That's Michelle Obama. Believe it or not. But he looks like a little girl.
Right.
I'm sorry, I mean a little
A
boy.
boy, right.
Okay? Apparently, Michelle Obama has had gender identity issues its whole life. Okay? Look, I'm all for being yourself, but if you don't know who you are, find out. Let's take a listen.
Everyone that works in the medical field or any.
Oh, yeah, Amelia, you're going to like this one.
Okay.
Let me set this one up. All right, folks, you have you got doctors you go to when you're sick. You go to the pharmacy when you need your drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do certain things when you're when you're unhealthy to make yourself well. You might be surprised to find out where medicine actually came from. Watch this video and listen to it, Amelia, very closely because you're going to be tested.
Anybody that has questioned the practices of the pharmaceutical industry, fasten your seatbelt. This one's going to blow your mind. In ancient Greek religion, and probably the religion of those responsible for creating modern day medicines, this is known as the Greek goddess or witch Hecate, who is known for its practices of witchcraft, sorcery, necromancy, and the mixing of herbs and deadly plants. What really caught my attention was the choice of necklace. Isn't that the same logo that's on every prescription bottle that comes out of the pharmacy? Let's not.
And for those that are listening by radio, let us explain to you what's happening here. We're watching a portion of a video clip where the gentleman is describing this demonic entity that is standing up, holding a flaming skull with a snake wrapped around it. Where have you seen that before, Amelia?
It's gonna be with the doctor fields, actually. That's the
Absolutely.
logos.
That's the doctor's logo, is exactly what it is. Now, this demonic entity, Amelia, is wearing something unusual around her neck. Would you tell the listeners what she's wearing?
Let me take a look and see. I have to put my glasses on for that one.
Put your glasses on for that one.
Okay, it looks like she's wearing looks like RX, the RX symbol for
The
medication.
RX symbol. And what does that mean? Medicine, right?
Medication, yes.
Interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting. It's
You're going to find out some more interesting stuff. Watch this.
Not forget the other symbolisms, especially that serpent, the two moons, and the pentagram on its forehead. I don't know about anybody else, but I always thought this to be a strange symbol to use for the pharmacy. This is known as the bowl of Hygeia, or
it's called the bowl of Hygeia. Do you know what the bowl of Hygeia is?
bowl of Hygeia would be like a hygiene, maybe, or a bowl.
That's
of...
exactly right. You are exactly right. This is where we get hygiene from. The bowl of Hygeia. The bowl of Hygeia represents cleanliness and purity. What do we associate hygiene with?
like
Cleanliness
hand
and
sanitizer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And always stay clean because the doctors have to always wash their hands before surgery or anything like that before they go to the patient.
Not just the medical profession.
Right.
In our personal lives, good hygiene.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I understand what the gentleman's saying here, but I want to put things into context.
It's
The bowl of Hygeia is not an evil thing.
right.
Does it come from an evil source? Yes. But sometimes even God uses bad things to get a good
To
outcome.
make it good, yes.
Also known as the Greek goddess Hygeia, who was the daughter of Asclepius. Check out my last video for who Asclepius was. Is it just me, or does this Baphomet here have a lot of similarities to that statue I just showed you guys, especially those two moons, the torch, and the pentagram on the forehead? What I'm about to share with you next is going to make your jaw drop. Stay tracking. This is the word pharmakia, and it's the Greek root word where we get pharmacy, pharmaceutical, and pharmacist from.
And that's what we're talking about. The word pharmacia is an ancient Greek word. We still use it today. You see it
Yes.
everywhere. Pharmacy.
Pharmacy, yes.
Pharmacist, pharmaceutical. They all refer to medication in
Yes.
some form or another. Drugs, whatever the case, right?
Correct.
But
Yeah, just like
all
today, I
of
had to
this,
go to the pharmacy today and pick up some medication.
yeah. And all of this stuff stems from primarily a demigod, an evil goddess, if
Yes.
you will. Well, they say evil, you know. Don't forget, some people, everything's evil to some people.
Right.
You can't look at that and say there's something good about it. Why not? Why not? Tell me why.
It just like, how we did that show before, it says hidden in plain sight. Those symbols is what they look at,
Right.
basically. And
Why
they
can't
think
you just accept it for what it is?
because of the snake and the pentagram and things like that, they're gonna also they try to break things apart and kind of put things back together.
Yeah.
They how
Do
when you
you
take
know
something apart.
why? You've been how long you been in the medical profession?
This past 4.5 years.
4.5 years. Okay.
Yes.
Do you know why there's a snake wrapped around the staff?
No.
I'm going to tell you why. There's actually 2 snakes wrapped around the staff. Okay, so you should have said no, Angelo, Mad Dog. There's 2 snakes wrapped around the staff, not one. That was a trick question. I got you on that one too.
You
Sucker.
did.
There's 2 snakes wrapped around the staff. Why? Here's why. One creates the venom.
Ah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One's the giver.
Okay.
The other's the receiver. Okay. They're looking at each other at the top of the staff. You notice that neither one of them are lunging or biting each other.
Correct.
They're staring each other down. Why? Because they know, each snake knows that they have the power to make the other one live or to make the other one die. And that's what medicine is. It's the power to keep you alive or it can kill you. There is such thing as bad medicine.
Oh yes, I do understand that.
Okay?
I work
There
with
is such
people
a
with
thing
that.
as bad medicine.
Mm.
And you don't have to be a John Bon Jovi fan to
No.
appreciate that, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Bad medicine that can harm you to get you addicted or harm you to kill you.
so we have a Greek demigod, an evil goddess that's producing good for the world. Medicine, good things. But yet she herself is evil. But think about something. From disease, don't we learn?
Absolutely, we do, because how else are we going to cure something without having?
Exactly. That's the answer I was looking for. And so too is the case of the demigod, because out of that evil came some good, a lot of good. Even evil has good in it, just like good has some people that do good have bad intentions, just like some people that do evil have good intentions.
Right.
Okay. Understand, it's all connected. I want people to understand this. Why are we telling you this? Because nobody else is. And we want to educate you. We want to, as they say in the business, we want to smarten you up. We want to smarten you up. We want you to understand and have power, and knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. It's been said by those far better than me. Knowledge is power, and power is knowledge.
Yeah, I mean that, and also too, it's like, she might have been creating the medication for the bad, but it ended up curing the people that she was trying to make it
That's
evil
the
for.
whole point. Exactly. You just made my point. Perfect.
Yes.
I have another clip here. Oh, before I do that, folks,
Break time.
I got a commercial.
Yes.
I am 10 minutes past my commercial break. Holy shit.
We got.
I'll be right back. Well, right after this.
What's the buzz, Pop?
What happened here?
Amelia,
you running my spot?
No.
Okay, hold on.
What's the Buzz Podcast wants to welcome Radioactive FM 88.6 in Wellington, New Zealand, Radio Perth, Australia, and RTL Radio 102.5 in Milan, Italy. Welcome aboard, and welcome to the Buzz.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
And we are back on What's the Buzz, America's Best Podcast. Tonight, news under your nose, weird and unusual stories from around the globe. I saw a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I love when people get their upcomings, when they get their karma instantly.
Oh, yes.
I love comedy. We know that. If you watch this show, you know I love comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I found a comedian so get even with a heckler in the audience.
Uh-oh.
That I had to show you. Sit back and watch it. You'll love it.
Yeah, and there is. Oh, wait, don't go nowhere, you trampy Powerpuff Girls. Stand right here so I can roast you after that. Come the fuck over here, you walking UTI. Sit the fuck back down, you scrapped Austin Powers villain. Your bob cut is a Robert. Go into the bathroom and wipe the lipstick off your teeth. Go! I'm tired of looking at it. Go! Stir your drink all you want to, Edna from The Incredibles. Go! You just love being slut-shamed. I'm sorry your father didn't love you, but that's not my fault. These people pay for his show, and just because he didn't touch you as much as you wanted doesn't mean you gotta touch them the way he didn't. Go pee and find someone funnier. You still just gonna stand there? I just smacked you down like 12 times. I just got a 30-minute light, baby. I got 30 more to go. I can do this for 30 minutes, or you can go. I'll see you later. I'll see you at the methadone clinic.
I fucking loved it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
The woman in the audience tried to heckle him.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't having it. He went on a tirade. Some of the funniest shit I heard. You're going to hear him again, too, by the way.
It's like the clean version of Andrew Dice Clay right there.
Yeah, the semi-clean version of Dice. Nothing Dice this.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's like the very clean version.
Let's talk about that. I'm going to talk about that clip a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia, does an audience member ever have the right to get involved in a show?
It depends if they do. It's like if it's planted in the show, then yes. But otherwise, then I think they should just leave the show to the person that's performing. Then they should leave it as that. Because
I have an interesting take on it, and thank you for that observation. And I agree with you, by the way. I have an interesting viewpoint because I've been where that young man is. I've performed on stage. I've performed a lot on stage. I'm a performer by nature.
Right.
I've done radio, I've done television, I've done clubs. I've performed live my whole adult life. And even now on the radio, I'm performing.
Right.
Would have been a better performance if you chimed in at 7:00 like you were supposed to, but that's
What?
okay.
Are you still trying to that day that I was late? Are you still trying to bring that up?
Look, I'm going to use everything I can use. Absolutely. You better believe I am. Okay, so here's the thing. I have an interesting viewpoint. I look at it this way. It's hard enough anyway to make people laugh.
Yes.
Because a lot of people who go to see comedy shows aren't really there to see the show. They're there to drink.
Yes.
And what happens, though, when you put a miserable attitude and a lot of alcohol together?
You get mean and nasty. And...
You get mean and nasty, or the opposite happens. Here's what happens. The opposite happens. You become very talkative, very
insulting,
over the top. No, not even insulting. But you become very over the top, very animated, very talkative,
center of the show.
And exactly. And the guy the man or woman standing on stage, hearing you, he's got to say something.
Yes.
Now, he's not going to say, shut the fuck up and sit down. What he's going to do, because he's a professional, he's going to try and get a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it goes the way you just saw. I actually saw this. I saw a comedian get heckled. Okay. And the guy wouldn't stop. The comedian took his guitar off that he had on.
Oh,
and
boy.
Smashed the guy over the head with a guitar. And it wasn't a gimmick guitar. It was a real guitar, solid wood guitar with acrylic finish.
Oh, no.
And it was a straight up smack over the head. I thought he killed the guy.
Oh, boy.
And the audience got up and walked. The entire audience got up and walked out. That's like Michael Richards from Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
When he did that show in Los Angeles and he used the N-word. The whole audience got up and walked out.
Wow.
He was screaming the N-word. He's the N. He's the N.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you get up on stage. I mean, even if like for example, when like I did karaoke one night and it went to a bar, everybody got drunk, and it was not a duet kind of karaoke, but this guy just got up on stage and started singing with me, and I just kept on singing because, as they say, the show must go on as long as he doesn't do anything.
Well, it's not. I have to excuse that. I'm going to tell you what. First of all, you're in a bar.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not the headliner.
No.
And nobody cares. Nobody paid to see Amelia.
No.
Okay. And you're not a performer.
No.
And, and I'm not spending $50-$60 to see you, do karaoke.
Right.
So if a guy jumps up on stage and, he had a couple of drinks in him, I would, if it were me, I would have did a duet with him. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay and everything like that was fine and funny, but as long as nobody gets out of hand,
Well, no, I would have taken advantage of it. The performer in me would have said,
"Yeah,
hey, you know what? Let's make a bit. Let's do a bit."
Well, he started singing it. It was funny though. When he started singing, I started singing, so we just started singing and we got an applause. Right. It was fine. But you got to be careful with stuff like that too.
You should. Well, you don't. Let me say this. You have to be cautious in any public forum anyway.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, if you know that you're going out if you are specifically doing karaoke, you better expect the fact that somebody with a couple of drinks is going to come up and try to sing with you.
Yes.
In which case you should do it.
Right.
Just sing with them.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Oh, we did. It was a fun night and everything like that. But you got to be careful, like
Or
you said,
here's
where we're
what you
going.
do. You grab the mic and you sing, and he comes up and he sings. So you just hand off the mic,
Mm-hmm.
and then you walk off the stage.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Listen, Papa Bear will show you how to do it.
Right. Let's
take another look here.
Want to tell me how in 1927 Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world? When the first...
Now, Amelia.
Yes.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah, they came up with this picture.
Wait a minute now. It's not what she said. Not what she said. What'd she say?
Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world.
Yep. And where did they get it from?
I have no idea.
You're going to find out, because apparently nobody else has any idea either. But I do, and I'll tell you in a minute.
In 1927, Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world. When the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s through NASA, almost 40 years later, how did Universal Studios know that this is what the world looked like?
Okay. Partly true, partly false. Let's continue.
Especially from space, when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess?
Yes, I will tell you how. But we'll let the other guy. We'll let the other guy. And I'll tell you what actually happened.
Okay.
Because, as I said, part of it is right, and the
Part of
rest
it.
was completely wrong because they didn't do their research. Take a listen.
The reason for lying about the shape of the earth and making it into a ball is because when you turn it into a ball, you can cut off any land you want and keep it hidden. For example, we will take this map, we will cut out a piece.
All right, so here's what
And we will take this.
For those of you who are listening to this, what's going on here is a guy on a computer is pulling a piece of a map, electronically. And he's trying to make a point that you could take a flat object and make it round, which you can if you wrap something flat around something round.
Right.
Right? And it's not rocket science. It's really not. How they got that globe, the Universal, their logo, here's how simple it was. So listen to me, because you're going to learn something. More than 1,000 years ago, the art of map making began. And map making has been with us through every century, every year, every month, day, and week since 1,000 years ago. And it's with us again still today. Map making hasn't gone anywhere. It's evolved. Look, you had the Road Atlas that was a book you had to open up. Then you had GPS. Then you had MapQuest. Now you got Google Earth and Google Maps and Yahoo Maps. Okay? Let me tell you what, as simple as what they did. Universal Studios back in 1927. They simple as what they did, folks. They took a piece of a map, honestly, and they just wrapped it around the ball. And that's as simple as what they did. This gentleman that you're listening to here is explaining in more detail than he needs, quite frankly, what they're doing. But he's going to show you, Amelia, exactly what I just said. Now what?
You now believe that's all there is. But we still have all the lands that I cut off earlier. It's seriously that easy. And when you consider it, it really is a plausible reason to lie. You know, when you...
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's how simple. People don't understand. It's really not a lie. It's really not a lie. They took whatever map they had, and they covered as much as they could. Because if you look at that globe, the universal logo,
yes,
it has America and it has South America, and that's all you see on it.
Right.
Because that's all they wanted to be seen. That's all.
Yeah.
The rest of it was the ocean.
Yeah, and to prove that it was round.
There were exact. They knew that there was Europe. They knew what Italy looked like, Germany, England, Ireland. They knew what Israel looked like, the Middle East. They knew everything because they had maps.
Right.
Okay. Well, people would say, well, they didn't have airplanes. How did they know what it looked? They did have something back then, ladies and gentlemen, been around a long time. It was called the hot air balloon.
Yes.
And hot air balloons have been around for at least 8 centuries. At least 8 centuries, okay? And longer, possibly. At least 800 years is what I'm telling you.
You won't catch me in one, though.
What's that?
You won't catch me in a hot air balloon. Thank you.
Me either. I don't know. I'm petrified of heights.
Me too.
I looked at them things on TikTok that see people jumping out of them. Here's what I think. People who do that have a death wish. I really believe that.
Yeah.
I really believe that. Amelia, I'm going to hit another commercial spot here.
Sounds good.
Let's take a listen. Our friends from Spotify.
Hey Max, what's going on? I'm X, and from this moment on, I'm going to be your own personal AI DJ on Spotify. Let's go. Up next, I know you've been on a summer song kick lately, so I went back for some of your old summertime favorites. See if it warms you up. Next up, some of the music you had on a lot back in 2018.
Do you think of me? Walking out there.
All right, Max, let's get you out of your feels and switch up the vibe. You've been into dance music lately. I got this brand new release to get you moving. Introducing DJ, the best of Spotify made just for you, one tap away. Powered by AI, delivered by me, your very own DJ.
We are back on What's the Buzz, America's Best Podcast. I am the Mad Dog, Angelo DeCipio, joined by Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman. Amelia.
Yes.
What do we got coming up in the next couple of weeks? What's going on?
The next couple of weeks? Well, actually, tomorrow night we have actually Pastor Steve joining us tomorrow.
That pain in the ass is going. I mean,
hey, what? He's not a pain.
I love it, my nephew.
Yeah, he's going to join us for the funny religious TikToks tomorrow. Funny stories and stuff like that. We're gonna be doing.
Yeah, we got some crazies.
Crazy TikTok, religious crazies. I just say. Yeah.
Let's see. I want to call them maybe religious zealots, so we could say that
religious crazies and something like that. We could do that.
I want to. Who is this here? Somebody joining us in the chat room. Leon, you're just in time for us to leave. You're late, brother. Leon Barfield, you just got here. I'm glad you're coming in because we're leaving, bro.
Yeah. And then on the 20th of November, we're going to be doing another open forum, but this is about good news. Good news open forum.
Yeah, we're going to do the good news. Everybody, talks about all the misery in the world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff happening out there. And we're going to show somebody.
And then the
I want to
21st.
play one more funny clip. I love this kid. It makes me laugh.
Okay.
110 million cubic yards of earth had been moved for the underground structure. Way more than...
Yeah, if I could see you... All right, let me see. Okay, the person from Germany doesn't like the Nazi jokes. The Germans, historically known for being patient. They don't got no comedy clubs in Germany. What's the material going to be like at a German comedy club? Knock, knock, who's there? Doesn't matter, open the door, now! Why did the chicken cross the road? He was following orders! Yeah, those ass, that means I'm funny. Throw out one more insult. I'll give you one more try. All she did was re-release the first album.
She's just giving him his material. It's funny.
Yeah, there's more where that came from. We got another show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I didn't even get through half of tonight.
Yeah. And then the 21st of
yeah.
November, we're going to talk about being thankful, because Thanksgiving will be just
We
around
are
the corner
going to
after
do that. At that time, we will. We got a lot of stuff coming up.
Oh, yes.
Including a brand new show that you will host after the funny of the year.
That comedian.
After the first of the year. Here's what I'm doing, all right? I'm looking at Leon, and it said funny over here. So, Leon, that was your damn fault, you fucker. Anyway, so we have after the first of the year, Amelia is going to be hosting a show, Ring the Bell with Amelia Pitbull Chapman. Tell everybody what Ring the Bell is. What's this all about?
It is a wrestling show. We're bringing back wrestling.
God
finally. But you notice it's not going to be...
God help us. She's bringing a wrestling show back.
It's not going to be sports entertainment. It's going to be called wrestling. So if you're into wanting to know
In
about
other
sports
words, it's going to be called It Sucks, okay?
If you're looking for sports entertainment, this is not going to be your channel. Okay, so we're going to be talking about wrestling from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and now. So we're going to be talking about past wrestling.
Well, first of all, I will be surprised. I'll be pleasantly surprised if you can actually keep your wrestling show to that genre. I got this funny feeling, though. I don't know what you call it, a gut reaction. I don't know. I got this funny feeling that you're going to be pulled into today's shit.
Well, the reason I want to do 70s, 80s, and 90s is to remind people of what wrestling really was compared to what it is now.
So what's the format of your show going to be?
Well, we're going to be talking about wrestling past and future, of course, what it is now. We're going to be going over wrestling matches that happened, maybe some events.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Are you going to show old matches on the show here?
Yes, we're going to be showing old matches and compare the wrestling to what it was now to what it is now. And of course, we may have some special guests from time to time. And if we don't, we'll just be speaking about the matches that happened or from all around the United States. It's not just going to be
interesting stuff then. Okay. Let's see what Leon's doing. He's busting my chops over here.
And well, we're going to be hopefully discussing the first show is going to be regarding the Iron Claw, the Von Erich movie. That's what I have planned.
I'm looking at this joke. Leon, that's a horrible joke. It's not funny. I'm going to give you $1 for comedy lessons. I'm going to have somebody write you a joke. And Leon needs a professional comedy writer. Anyone out there looking for a gig, his name is Leon Barfield.
Yep.
Anyway, so look, here's the deal. We have, it was an interesting night tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I'll holler at you when we get off the air.
Yeah, he will holler at me, people. So
I will.
Pray for me.
Ass, I will.
Pray for me.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say goodnight tonight because last week we went over.
Yes.
but we didn't go over a lot though. It was
No,
only
just
a few
about a
minutes.
couple of minutes or so.
Yeah, a couple of minutes. It wasn't too bad. You know, here's what happens though when she runs her mouth and she doesn't look at the clock.
Well, let me tell
Yeah.
you something, people. If you go to Kenya, don't try to bring back giraffe droppings and try to make it into jewelry like a lady from Iowa did and got caught at Minneapolis airport.
What? Whoa, back up.
That was a funny story.
What happened?
This lady, she
Is this
lives
like a joke or is this real?
No, it was real. I swear.
It's
Strange,
real?
unusual stories.
Tell me the story. What the hell happened here? Because we
She
got a
went to
couple of minutes.
Kenya. She went to Kenya
Yeah.
on a trip, and she thought bringing back giraffe droppings to make jewelry. Well, she lives in Iowa. Okay.
That explains that right now. You know why? You know what Iowa means? Idiots out wandering around. That's Iowa. Idiots out wandering around. That explains why this dipshit brought real shit to fucking Iowa. That's all I need to hear about that. For Amelia Pitbull Chapman, I am the Mad Dog Angelo DeCipio. I will see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow.
Maybe Amelia will be here. Maybe she'll be tied up. We don't know yet. Take care, folks. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.